Hey guys, Corey here with IkeSOutdoors.com. Today we're here to do a product review on the React 1 sight from Trophy Ridge. As the name would suggest, this is a single pin slider sight that's got the React technology in it. And if you guys aren't familiar with the React technology, do yourself a favor and go check it out. It's some of the coolest technology built into a sight. Essentially what it does is it enables you to sight your bow in at, depending on what model. This one here's out to 100 yards, essentially just by shooting at 20 and 30 yards. With their 5-pin sight, you can sight all the way in to 60 yards with your 20 and 30 yard pin as well. So it's a really cool sight. All the sights that got the React technology just have a ton of really cool technology built into them. To sight this bow in, all you do is loosen this knob here, and then I'm going to raise, I don't know how well you guys can see, but I'm going to turn this knob and raise this needle all the way to the top and tighten this back down. And so this is going to be your 20-yard setting. And I'm going to shoot the bow at 20 yards and make any adjustments up and down, left and right. All the adjustments when you're sighting in at 20 yards are going to be made by moving your sight housing. So if you're high, you move your sight housing up. If you're low, you move it down. Whatever the case is for your situation. But once your 20-yard pin is set, you then go ahead and you come back here and you're going to loosen this knob again. And at this point, when you're sighting in, these marks right here mean absolutely nothing. So you're paying no attention to them. But you know that going from 20 yards to 30 yards, this needle's going to have to come down to be on at 30 if it's on at 20 right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it down a little bit, and it's just a guesstimation on your part initially because, depending on how fast your bow's shooting and all that stuff, that's going to determine the actual pin gap, in this case, the gap between the marks right here. So without these marks being set, you're just making a guess. Okay, you lower it down a little bit, and you shoot it at 30 yards. If you're high, then you come back and you raise that up a little bit. If you're low, then you're going to lower it down. But once you get it set and adjusted to where you're shooting dead on at 30 yards, don't move this anymore until you're finished. Because at that point, this needle right here is telling you that right there at the point of that needle is where you're dead on at 30 yards. So what you do then is you come over here and you'll loosen this knob and you'll turn this knob, and when you turn this top knob, that's what adjusts all these marks. So you're going to turn this knob to bring your 30-yard mark, which is the second one down, bring it up to where it's dead on with that pin, and then you tighten it back down. And what that did is that also set your marks for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. That's going to get you really close. You may want to go and shoot it at 40 yards or 50 yards and kind of make some fine-tune adjustments there to get it really, really dialed in. But in this case here with this bow, I literally threw it on the bow, and within 10 minutes I was sighted in and I was shooting very, very good groups at 40 yards. I did run into a little bit of a situation with it, and I haven't exactly figured out yet what the problem is. I think it's I think it's a problem with me, my form, my setup. I think it's something on my end. But this sight is shooting lights out at 20, 30, 40, and 50 yards. Once I start getting beyond 50 yards, I start shooting just a little bit high. 60 yards, I'm still pretty good. 70 yards, I'm a couple inches high. 80 yards, I'm shooting like 8 or 10 inches high. And in fact, at first, I thought, I'm shooting at 80 yards. It's got to be something I'm doing. But my groups are good, tight groups for 80 yards. I mean, we're talking 5, 6, 8-inch groups at 80 yards, which is perfectly acceptable, and they're consistently high. So what I did is I started monkeying with the settings, and I actually ended up shooting a really, really good group. All 3 arrows were inside a 3-inch bullseye at 80 yards with my 70-yard pin. I knew then something wasn't quite right, so I've contacted Bear, and we've been emailing back and forth for a little over a week now, trying to get to the bottom of it and see what the problem is. I fully expect that when we figure it out, it's probably going to be something on my end, something that I need to change or adjust in my setup or something like that. I'm not sure, but Bear's been great to work with, and they're doing everything they can to get me squared away. So That's I've shot 3. This is the third React sight I've shot. The first time I've shot the single pin version, but this is really the first time I've run into this, which makes me think it's probably something I'm doing. But anyways, more about the sight itself. As you can tell, it's a big, beefy looking sight. I mean, it's built like a tank. Everything it's 100% aluminum. So even though it's a big, beefy sight, it's not as heavy as you might think when you first look at it. Being that it's made out of aluminum, that does reduce a little bit of weight. And for a guy like me that bow hunts in a world where things get bumped around and banged and what have you, I'll take a little bit beefy and a little bit heavier any day over something lighter and cheaper made. So really, really happy with the way that the sight's built. Everything that moves on it does so very smoothly and very quietly. There's no squeaking. No gritty feeling, everything, and there's several moving parts on here, and every time I've had to adjust anything, it's just been butter smooth. I was really, really happy with how smooth the sight adjusts. It's 100% toolless, micro adjustable, so every adjustment you've got to make, you don't have to dig around for Allen wrenches. You've got knobs and you've got your indicators here for your elevation, and I doubt you guys can see them, but you've got them here as well for your windage. Just letting you know how much of an adjustment you made. When you finally get the sight dialed in and you're satisfied that it's exactly how you want it to be sighted in, they provide you with these stickers right here, and these are markers. You got a sticker for 20, 30, 40, all the way out to 100 yards, and you've got them in red, yellow, and white. And so what you're going to do then is you're going to come in here, take a 20-yard one, and on this flat surface right here, you're going to put 20, 30, 40. You're going to put the appropriate sticker by the corresponding mark. And I like the fact that they come in 3 colors, because being that it's in 3 colors, you can customize it. If you want a certain mark to jump out at you, you can do it in red, the rest of them in white or whatever. But you can set that up however you want, so that when you look at it, you can quickly pick out the mark that you need. I know, like on the React 5, the pins are green, green, red, green, green. And I really like that, because I knew when I drew back, my 40-yard pin was red. So if I'm shooting at 30, then I want the one above it. If I'm shooting at 50, I want the one below it. It just made it really quick to pick out what pin I wanted. I didn't have to remember a bunch of colors or anything like that. So I really do like the stickers. I like how it's set up where you can customize it. You've got a second and third axis adjustment, which is, if you guys haven't shot sights that allow you to adjust your second and third axis, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, first of all, it's going to make you more accurate, but second of all, it just makes the bow a lot more comfortable to shoot. No more having to feeling like you're leaning and you're going to tip over backwards to get your level centered in your sight housing, which is another thing. It does come with your level. Also comes with the rheostat light. It's a 019 fiber optic, so it's a good all-around fiber optic. It's something you can go to a 3D course and shoot, or you can shoot some targets with it. But it's really it's about as small as I would want to go personally for hunting. I wouldn't want to go to an 010. They just, in my experience, haven't collected enough light to be bright enough, when you're shooting in a hunting scenario. So 019 that's just a good middle of the road size for fiber optic. Really happy with it. See if I'm missing anything here. The one other thing I want to cover with you guys, if some of you guys have a abnormal height for your peep sight, if it's really high or really low, you've probably run into a situation where you can't get comfortable with your sight housing. And a lot of times, I've heard this in the past, guys will have their sight bottomed out, up or down, just to get it to line up with the way that they anchor. With the React 1, you've got two bolts right here, and if you were to pull these out, in behind it, you've got extra mounting holes on the housing, so you can actually take these bolts out and mount the housing up or down a little bit to compensate for maybe your peep sight height or whatever. So really cool that they did that, because I have heard a lot of guys in the past with several different brands of sights complain about having it bottomed out up and down for their elevation. So they give you a way to work around that. Just really like the sight, and I'm really excited to get to spend more time with it. If you noticed, as you guys have noticed, I haven't put any stickers on the sight yet. I'm going to take it off of this bow and I'm going to put it on my Carbon Spider, and I'm going to shoot it. And I've got another single pin sight from Trophy Ridge that I'm going to put on this one, and one of the two is going to end up being my hunting sight this year, and I'm not sure which yet, but that's why I haven't put those stickers on there, because I want to wait until shoot it on my Carbon Spider before I do anything too final. But anyways, wanted to share it with you guys. A really cool sight that I've been very happy with, and if you guys are in the market for a single pin slider sight, give the React One a look. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. So for more product reviews, how-to videos, and you name it, check us out over at Ike'sOutdoors.com. Thanks.